The pinball enterprise, and basically I am just working my way backwards now. I've started here on the back of the nacelles, which is just basically about 8 decals just on the back here by itself. These parts are 2 pieces, and I am continuing on, cutting them out and gluing them on. So not a whole lot to report. I mean, I'm basically trying to, this time I'm trying to get the top of the nacelles. I'm going to try to get the back here, and then basically flip it upside down so I can do the bottom of the nacelles, and then the sides where I need to get, like right about here and stuff like that. And just try to get the big Aztec decals out of the way, and then we can go back in and do the very little ones after that. But anyway, that's all I've done. So not a whole lot to report, but we are still making progress. The E12, I took some dark yellow, and it's basically this is going to be the base coat of it, and I got one light coat on it right now. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to pretty much leave it like it is, because it's already basically shaded. And that's one way to use the black base coat. You can lightly put on your base coat, and you can have your post shading on there. So we are pretty good to go. Most of the road wheels are painted, and I don't like to paint them entirely. I'll add some washes and everything, and it'll just blend in, and very little pigment, just to make it look more realistic, and it just makes it look like it's worn and it's not, factory brand new. Still got to paint the track, which I'll probably do that probably this weekend, and then of course weathering, and I'll see what it looks like with some Balkan crosses on there. We'll see if that looks decent. We'll probably put one about right there on the turret and call it good. But anyway, very cool. It is starting to take shape with a little bit of paint. The Colomire trailer, I didn't get to paint it. I did get to finish painting the entire thing flat black, so we are ready to go on painting it a Panzer gray, which is just like German gray, and I'm going to do that with the airbrush. Just do it real with a low setting, get that painted, and then I'll probably just put some washes on it, and I will pretty much all I do. And the Colomire trailer, I guess it was I want to say like freight train. It hauled freight cars, but I guess it could also haul tanks. But anyway, more on that later. So hopefully I want to try to get that painted this upcoming weekend. Hex marks the spot. So what I've done so far is pretty much everything's assembled, and everything does work like it should. I just went in and shot a little primer on some stuff just to make sure that I got to seams and everything. Like you can see a little bit on the wheel here, just very little. I just got to go in with a little bit of putty and just just get it in there and sand it off and all that. Not really a whole lot of seams. It is there is a little bit of a seam if you you really can't clamp it. You just kind of have to I want to say massage the part together, and then you'll get a nice good fit. It wanted to be up higher on one side than the other, but that's just the nature of the age of the kit itself. But anyway, so we're trying to get that all smooth and taken care of. Same way with the cannon. If you can see the seam line there. But I did take a styrene tube and cut it off and glued it in there. I'm going to I'm going to putty and sand the edge there to make it seamless, and that way it makes the barrel look more realistic when you look down in it. But you ain't gonna really see it. You will when you walk around it on the back. The lantern, I lied and said I was gonna show you what it lit up, and I was already a step ahead. I got most of it sanded. I got to sand a little bit more, but I wanted to get the spots here all masked off and shot just a little bit of primer. I'm actually going to build up the edges of the lantern with primer. That's why I wanted to get that done. Then I can go in and sand that down just a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is take some styrene strip and on the edges here of the vacuum form part I want to make a frame. That way it'll hide it and it'll be just a tad bit different from everyone else. So that's taking quite shape. I'll work on the skeletons probably this weekend. I gotta sand like their you can see where the little seam on their head there. Gotta get a little putty in there, and of course just gotta do a little sanding, and we'll be ready to paint and assembly. So anyway, bought a wood base for it. I'm gonna stain it, and I'll get that attached for it. It's actually well, let's go to the old box art here. It's the Dead Man's Raft from the old MPC kit, and if you notice it's on water. So what I'm going to do is for the edges around here I'm going to actually put water so it looks like it's floating on the vidge net. So anyway, and I'll probably do some hodgepodge, and I'll show all that once we get to that phase. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. We are continuing on with the Hex Marks the Spot kit, painting the E12, and of course decal duty continues on the Pinball Enterprise. So that's what I got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.